Hi everybody, Tam here. Welcome to my channel, and today I'm talking about Mandrake. Alright, so I have purchased a few dolls from Mandrake before, and whenever I do, people ask me questions about it, and I even ask other people questions about it because it is a little bit different as far as purchasing from other doll places, okay? They have a weird website, and they kind of have some strange policies. And I'm going to give you a few tips about navigating their website. I'm not sure if I'm going to try to put maybe some screenshots here. I don't know how useful that will be because honestly, when you bring up their website, which I'll have a link to down below, and by the way, I'm not affiliated with them at all. Buy at your own risk, buyers beware, buy at your own risk, do your homework, all that stuff. But they're a Japanese company, and they have a lot on their website to kind of get through. And so I thought it would be useful to give you some tips about how I have purchased a few dolls successfully through this website. Mandrake is actually made up of a number of little shops all over Japan. I don't know if they're just in Tokyo or not, but they have, I want to say they have something like 15 shops listed on their website. And they have all these shops for lots of different dolls, not just Blythe dolls, by the way. They have pull-ups and what else? Oh, and not just dolls either. They have all kinds of toys too. So they have a lot of merchandise on their shops, a lot of products. And of course, I'm going to talk more specifically about buying a Blythe doll and my own experience and give you some tips, pointers, warnings, what have you. Okay, so just like buying anything overseas, if you're not from the area that you're buying from, you need to do your homework and read thoroughly everything that's on the website when you go over there. The website is in Japanese, but it will translate. Not only will Google Translator pop up for you if you're using Chrome, but also when you get on their main website, their main page of their website, there's in the center it says Earth, and then it says something like English. You could click on that and it will translate, but you'll notice sometimes when you pull up their website, first it'll be in Japanese and then everything changes and everything, so sometimes you have to wait for things to load up. And of course, like any translation, things can be a little confusing because there's not maybe a word that fits exactly with the word. It's not a complete translation sometimes. But I've got this little dolly here. She is one of a few dolls that I've purchased through Mandrake and have been very happy with. This is Star Dancer. She's not wearing her stock, and I changed out her scalp, okay? But she was a doll that was very difficult for me to find that had not been already customized, and I don't mean in a good way either. Okay, this is one of my beefs about customizing dolls or stock dolls. Non-stock dolls, do whatever you want, okay? But the stock dolls, that's something that I kind of have a beef about because when people start customizing them, that means that the original number of them diminishes. There are not as many, available. So some of the older, dolls like this doll, she can be hard to find untouched. And sometimes, I'm just going to say it, I don't think everybody does a great job of customizing, okay? Even customizers who are seasoned, I don't necessarily have the same taste that they have all the time, even though I know that they are skilled and they are selling their work and some people really like them. But if you're looking for some older dolls that you can't necessarily find on other places like CC Toys or Junie Moon, then definitely Mandrake is something to check out. So like I said, Mandrake is in Japan, and it's made up of a whole bunch of brick and mortar stores, and then their inventory is on this website. You can shop just by the store, which I guess might be useful like if you lived in the area. If you live near them and you're like, I want to see if they have this doll and I don't want to go all the way over there, that would be handy. I don't. So whenever I get on, I kind of look at all the different shops, and when you log on to Mandrake, like I said, you click the English link in the middle if you're English, obviously, if that's your first language, to get in through there. It'll translate everything as best it can. I've got some notes here, so I want to make sure because I kind of did this sort of in order. So you'll go to their mail order page when you do that. And then you're going to see some icons up at the top. They'll have toys, dolls, a whole bunch of other icons. Obviously, if you're looking for Blythe dolls, you're going to click on the dolls icon. And then you're going to see something that says 1/6 scale. It's going to say 1/6 slash, I think, 1.5, according to my notes, dolls. Blythe, she is 1/6, so you're going to click on that, get to 1/6 scale dollies. Then you're going to see a bunch of, on the screen, this will come up where a bunch of pictures, and you'll see Pull Up and Blythe and some other dolls come up. I think Dolly Fi's on there, if I remember correctly. Anyway, and I believe Blythe's kind of in the middle, and you're going to see some Japanese words, and you'll see the doll's face. You're going to click on that, okay? On the left side of the screen is a big old bar, is a sidebar with all kinds of information, and this is where you can start narrowing down your search, because if you just click on the Blythe picture, everything Blythe's going to come up. Neo, MIDI, what else? Clothing, used, new, in stock, not in stock, already sold, you know, like everything. And so you want to narrow that down. Obviously, if you want to find a specific doll, you want to pick on Neo size. And they actually have links down below also. When you have the pictures, then there's going to be other links down there. So, for example, the other day I was looking for a MIDI doll. They had a MIDI link, so I could click on that and just see their MIDIs, all right? But the left sidebar, you can narrow it down even more by things like maybe price range, okay? Keep in mind they're in yen, so when you see those numbers on there, it's Japanese yen, and it does say yen next to it, so you would know. But if you're, you know, if you're not in Japan, again, you know, keep that in mind. Also, so what's really important for me, I felt, they have the show or hide sold out. So it's okay to show stuff that's sold out if you're just shopping and you want to have an understanding of the price range. Like, I was looking for a MIDI doll the other day. She was sold out. They didn't have her, but I got to see what she was normally going to sell for typically on their website. So I found that information useful because I was shopping other sites. But if you're really just looking to see, you want to buy a doll there, you would probably want to hide the sold out, because then you're going to see a doll, get excited, and realize, oh, she's sold out, I can't even buy her. Okay, so you can click on the hide over there on the left bar. Okay, so yeah, all that stuff is narrowing down. At the end, they also have stock status, like all, in stock, check stock. You obviously want it to be in stock. However, understandably, again, this is a website that's connected to a bunch of physical shops. So maybe at that moment in time when you're on the computer and you see the picture of the doll that you want and it says it's available, somebody at that moment in time could be buying that same doll physically in the shop. And then if you try to put it in your cart, maybe, you know, something could happen there and the doll's not really there. So when you actually buy something from them, you put it in the cart, they still have to go physically check whatever shop it is that doll is that you picked, that you put in a cart. The people in that shop have to physically check to make sure the doll is actually there. So that means you have to wait. That means a couple of days you're going to have to wait before they send you an email that says, yes, we have the doll, or no, we don't have the doll. My experience has been they've always had the doll. And let me say, when you do put it in your cart, you're going to go over there, add it to your cart. There's all kinds of text there. There's all kinds of disclaimers about the conditions of the doll or the box or that kind of thing. And it does say in there you're going to have to wait till we know that they have the doll or not. So there's a lot to read on there. Just take your time. You're going to have to do a lot of reading, okay? And I would also say, kind of backing up a little bit, if you really decide you are going to probably buy from Mandrake, I think it's a good idea to go ahead and make an account with them. That's free, and you can make an account, which means you would be adding things in like your mailing address, also your payment information, that kind of stuff. And that way when you go to check out, all that stuff's in there, and it will make it much easier to check out. Now that I've bought multiple dolls from them, it's really nice that that's already in there, okay? Like I said, prices are in Japanese yen, so keep that in mind. Shipping costs. This has been weird. Somebody I know recently bought from them and knew what the shipping cost was. The last doll I bought from them, which I've filmed the unboxing. I don't know if I will have the unboxing up by the time I publish this video. But when I went to check out, there was a note there that said they were not going to know how much shipping was until the person in the shop weighed the doll. So, and you get a lot of options. You can use EMS, you can use DHL, and I can't remember what the other options are, but typically for the US, we usually have DHL or EMS. But I wasn't sure which was going to be less expensive. Obviously, I went the less expensive one, you know. I went with EMS because my experience is they typically are less expensive. Come to find out, they were not. Because when I finally, everything went through, I did find out that DHL would have been less expensive by a little bit. Not a ton, but anyway, so that can vary. Sometimes they'll tell you up front when you're going out through your cart, that, what the shipping cost is. Sometimes they won't. Sometimes they don't know. So I don't know why that is. That's just what it is. So when you do place your order, okay, when you do put it in a cart and check out, like I said, it'll tell you we got to wait a few days and you'll get an email notification telling you if the doll is available or not. When you get that email notification, this again, why you want to put all this information in your account so they'll have your email address. In there, it will give you a payment link, and that's when I found out how much shipping was going to be. Okay, so, and I'd already picked it. I might have been able to change it, but I don't know for sure. One of the things with this company is if you say you're going to buy it, you better buy it. If you don't buy it and you go through all of this, they have a little note in there that says they can ban you from buying in the future. And I have heard of that happening. So make sure, a couple things. Make sure you keep an eye on your email so that you check your spam folder just in case. Because when they send you the notification to pay, they only give you a few days to pay. I think they give you up to 5 days, but of course, Japanese time is going to be different than wherever you live. In the US, I think I'm on the East Coast, and I think typically they're like 13 hours ahead of me, so that means I maybe lose half a day there. So if you don't pay on time, then you may never get a chance to buy from them again. Okay, so, and some people will just say, oh, well, fine, I won't, but, that's up to you. So you get the order confirmation, you receive an invoice, you'll have a link in there to go to pay, so you want to pay that. You can use PayPal, which is really nice. I like having that little protection there. Yeah, if you don't pay, you could be banned. Checking my notes, make sure I tell you everything. So the product, like I said, they have all these disclaimers and stuff. When you go to put something in your cart, they have a description of the product, and they'll tell you things like it's new, it's used, it's new in box, the box is damaged, whatever. And they have some pictures there and stuff. But I would say there's a lot of disclaimers about the dolls on there, and for good reason, because sometimes the dolls are not in pristine condition. And you have to keep that in mind. So why would you buy from them if they're not in pristine condition? Why would you buy from them? Because sometimes you can't find these dolls anyplace else. And also, my experience is typically I find dolls over there at very good prices. The doll I recently purchased over there last time, I think I ended up saving $57 US compared to if I had bought her from the other least expensive place I could find her new in box, okay? The Mandrake had her new in box, including shipping, for $57 less. So that's really nice. I really appreciate saving that money. So that's one reason. Another reason is, like I said, sometimes you're not going to find these dolls anyplace else, or they're very hard to find. Star Dancer is an example of that. Again, also I found another doll I've bought over there was Prima Dolly Ebony, and the Prima Dolly dolls sometimes are hard to find these days. So the Prima Dolly doll Ebony was over there. I got her, and she has a little bit of trouble with her eye mechanism. One of the eyes, I can click a couple times, and I think once it gets on pink, I have to hand roll to get to the next eyeball. Yes, I could open her up and fix her, but it doesn't bother me that much to just hand roll her eyeballs occasionally. This doll, I changed out her hair initially because I felt like the ends were kind of dry on her original scalp, and I had this scalp and I just thought it would look good, and it does, you know, but otherwise she was in really good shape when I got her from Mandrake. But her clothing, the stock she came with, this is not the stock, this is an outfit I made for her, but the stock she came with had a musty smell to it. I was able to get that smell out by, I put it in a Ziploc baggie with some baking soda and stuff and got the smell out. Was it baking soda or baking powder? I get those two mixed up, but you know what I mean. The one that gets the smell out. So I did that. I got the smell out. But that's something to kind of keep in mind. I feel like these dolls are packed away in places that are maybe not air conditioned and maybe aren't don't have great air circulation in general. And so just, you know, that is something that, you know, they're not going to be in pristine shape. Also, all sales are final. So if you got a doll and there was something wrong with her, because they have all those disclaimers, you know, you're going to have to just live with it. Okay, so like I said, I've purchased, let's see, Ebony, Star Dancer, the doll I just got. Is there anybody else I purchased? I think I purchased, I think I got Prima Dolly Ginger from them. I think I got one other doll from them. I can't remember now. But anyway, I have purchased from them multiple times and been satisfied. Everything's not perfect, but I was okay with that because these were dolls that I wasn't able to find very easily at decent prices. And so, you know, that's why Mandrake is a great resource, in my opinion. Again, I am not, you know, working for them. Shop at your own risk. But if you've been wondering about this whole Mandrake thing, or you're on the lookout for some older releases and have had a hard time finding them, I would definitely go check them out and see what you can do. You have to play around with the searching on there a little bit, like I said, with that sidebar and everything. So it can take a little bit of time to, you know, dig around. But they have a massive selection of doll clothes, dolls, all different types of dolls, not just Blythe. And so for me as a collector, I think they're a really good resource to consider. All right, I hope this was helpful for you guys. As usual, please give this a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for spending a little dolly time with us today. Bye-bye.